Now we shall talk about why do our plants die? Why they become sick? Why don't we get flowers and fruits and vegetables from them? Why do flower buds they just fall off without giving any flower or fruit? So what are the reason for this? That is what we are going to understand now. You see, this is the main reason why most of us they don't do gardening. Otherwise, everybody loves gardening. Everybody loves plants. Everybody loves flowers, fruits, vegetables in a pot. But the thing is, we go, we spend thousands of rupees, we buy lot of plants from nursery and come. We are very happy, but within few months, the plants they start perishing. They become sick, and slowly they die off, and we are left off with what? Just empty pot. So it's a very big pain, and I believe you also must have undergone this. So I'll tell you 10 most important reason why plants suffer, why do they die, why do they become sick, why don't they give us fruit. So first of all is root rot. What is root rot? Root rot is, you see, root is under the soil. We don't see what's happening inside, but inside the soil, roots they start rotting. And what is the reason for rotting? Reason for rotting is excess watering or stagnant water. And what is the rule? The rule of irrigation is you pour water in a pot and let the water evaporate within 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, maximum 12 hours. That is the rule. And if you are keeping it on rooftop, it should drain out. But you know what happens? We pour lot of water. We think that giving more water will be more beneficial to plants, but that is not so. And we make a major mistake. You see, what do? We keep some bottom plates. Why we keep bottom plates? With lot of imagination, lot of pre-thoughts. We think that when there is a bottom plate and that is filled with water, so soil will always remain moist, and we don't have to water plants so frequently. But that's a wrong concept, because plants they don't sit on moist soil. They don't like to sit on moist soil. They want dry, porous soil. There should be some humidity, but not wetness. 70 to 80% plant, they cannot take sitting waters. To be very precise, I think over 90% plants, they cannot take sitting water. Only 10%, they are water loving plants. About that I will talk to you later. They can take sitting waters, otherwise this is the biggest cause of plants suffering in our houses. So be careful, and children, if you are teaching them gardening, ask them not to overwater. They don't understand, and they try to pour water every now and then. Sometimes they pour water twice a day. So this is the main reason for plants dying. Another reason is fungus. Fungus is also a result of moist soil, too much of water. But there are many other reasons for fungus. It could be lack of light, lack of air, improper ventilation, too much of humidity. All these are the reasons for fungus. And when fungus comes, they give a burn like this, rust. You see, you can see this rust. So this rust is fungus. Then other reason is there are some insects. Among the insects, main is mealybug. What is mealybug? I am sure you all must have experienced mealybug. Mealybug is is white substance like cotton. It will come on your leaves, your trunk, and it will be fully covered. Actually, what is this? This is a shell for an insect which is inside that shell, and that insect moves very slowly. Within one day, it moves only 1 inch. But the thing is, its infestation is very heavy. So, and this millibug you cannot kill with any insecticide or pesticide, any medicine. The simple cure for this is plain water or detergent water or water you mix with some soda and you spray. And whenever you get millibug, you be careful because they are very infectious. They spread very fast. You take away those leaves where those millibugs are there, and you burn them or bury them. If you keep it out, again millibug will travel some way through soil or somewhere, and it will go into another plant. So first you isolate that plant and treat the millibug. So how do you treat the millibug? You spray plain water or detergent water, and that is how you treat millibug. And you can remove with your fingers also, or you can remove with some toothbrush also. It is allowed. Then next is white flies. White fly is an insect little bit like butterfly, and it keeps on flying, and they sit on the back side of the leaf and they keep sucking juice of the plant, and that makes plant very weak. Plant will not grow, it will not give any fruit or any flower. This type of perforation you will see when this white flies, they infect, or other flying insects. There are a lot of flying insects, and especially they come in the night. So it's very difficult to protect from them, but even then we can spray something, some deterrent, so that they are avoided. And next is spider mite. Spider mite is like a tiny spider, and which sits on really back of the leaf or on the leaf, and they are so tiny that you can't even see them. You see, this spider mite is inside, and it's sucking the leaf, and leaves are getting knuckled. You see, this should be the shape of the leaf, and it has come to this. So, spider mite you can control by spraying some insecticide. Then next reason is, I'll share something very interesting. You know, shock. Shock is a very big reason for plants to die. And you will understand what is their shock. It's not heart attack like what we have. You see, generally what happens when we go to a nursery and buy some plants and come. Before that, what have they undergone? You see, plant supply is also like any other merchandise supply. Plant also has a supply chain. The nursery which is selling you plant is not growing that plant. Plants are grown in remote places, in villages. So how it has come to you? You see, there is a supply chain. For that, there are some major markets. Major markets are Calcutta, Andhra Pradesh, this Godavari area, in UP, Saharanpur side, in Kerala, certain areas are there, Pune is there. So these are growers' area. They grow their plant, and their local wholesalers, they collect the plants from those local nurseries, local growers, and then they sell it to other wholesalers in other cities. For example, a wholesaler in Calcutta, he gets plants from about 100 nurseries, and in turn those 100 nurseries also may be getting plants from other smaller units. So, this Calcutta wholesaler, he collects plants from 100 nurseries and then he sells it to a Delhi wholesaler. So, Delhi wholesaler buys a truckload. You see, plants are always transported in truckloads. They cannot be transported as a small consignment. So, a truckload from Calcutta would go to Delhi. And now that Delhi buyer who has got the truckload, he will supply it to many nurseries, and that many nurseries can supply it to further smaller nursery. So, when you get the plant, that plant has undergone so many transportation, so many transshipments, so many rough handling, so many tough handling. But it is totally contrary to the nature of the plant. What is the nature of the plant? Plants' nature, as God has made them, they stay in ground, they grow in ground, they prosper in ground, they blossom in ground. But what are we doing? We are taking them into pots, and basically they are suffering in pot. They don't get their natural condition. And on top of that, if we give so much of transportation, because they are not meant to be mobile like us. We have legs, they don't have legs because God has not made them mobile, but we are making them mobile. We are transporting from one corner to another corner and so many transshipments. So, plants, they receive a shock, they give away their resistance power, their immunity is lost. So, those plants, when we buy, we observe that slowly they start getting weak and they start perishing. For this, best precaution is, when you go to a local nursery, try to buy a plant which they have retained for at least 1 year. So, try to buy a plant which has lived in that nursery for 1 year. It has undergone the taste of all seasons, summer, monsoon, winter, autumn, it has undergone all that. Only then that plant is worthy to buy. Okay. Next point is, we soil in our plant gets solidified because soil doesn't remain porous. For example, we will take this pot. This pot, you see, plant is suffering, it is shedding leaf. Why? Because the soil is so tight, it has lost its porosity. So, when we pour water, water does not get inside, and even if it gets inside, there is not sufficient room for roots to enlarge. So, this plants will slowly, gradually it will suffer, and one day it will perish. Yes, insufficient feed is another reason for plants to perish. Now, you must be wondering, what is the feed for plant? You must understand, basically humans, they don't have to give any feed to plants. Plants, they feed us. So, now all over jungle, anybody gives them any feed? No. They self-sustain. They get their feed from sun, from the atmosphere, from the humidity, from the ground. So, they don't need any feed. The plants in jungle and the big trees in jungle, massive trees in jungle, they don't need any feed. But our pot plants, they need feeds. So, our pot plants also, quite a lot of them, they don't need any feed. For example, this bougainvillea, this doesn't require any feed. But there are certain plants from which you expect some output. Say you expect lot of fruits from them, lots of vegetables from them, flowers, lot of buds from them, bushy plant. Then to get some output, you will have to give some input, no? So that input can be given in form of some nutrient, some fertilizer. About that I will talk to you in coming sessions. Next is this clumping, overcrowding of plants in a pot. That is called cramping. They are cramping inside a pot. So generally what happens, we think plants have grown a lot and it's a good growth. Yes, so far it has been a good growth, but no more. Plant will now perish. So we have to declutter them, we have to separate them, and we have to plant them separately. Or if we don't want to plant them separately, we can give away as gift to our friends. Or last option is we will have to throw. But the thing is, we will have to loosen this one. We will have to declutter it. This is very essential. Another main reason for plants to suffer or die is their wrong placement. You see, all the plants you cannot keep at all the space. Plants have a different requirement. Some are shade lovers, some are semi shade lover, some can stay indoor, some can stay in the ground, some can stay on rooftop. You see, rooftop has the toughest condition because plants are naturally supposed to be on the ground in the soil, and there is a temperature control by the soil. But when we keep a plant in the rooftop, you know what happens? Plants are in a pot. So in a rooftop, what happens? They get the heat from the bottom by way of concrete, heated concrete. Then they get heat from all the sides, and they get heat from the top. So it becomes like an oven. So rooftop only tough plants can stay. Then some plants, they can stay in semi shade, means say in your balcony where few hours sunlight comes, few hours sunlight doesn't come. Then there are some shaded area where sunlight doesn't come but light and air is available. Then there are some plants which can stay indoor inside your house. Even if they don't get enough air, they can survive. So like that, there are different acceptability of the plant. And again we have to understand the plants which can take full sun, which can stay on your rooftop in winter, in autumn, in spring, they will not be able to take full sun during summer. Now all these details you can get in my book Green Your Surroundings. I hope you have received your copy. If you have not received, you get your copy. And in this book, I have taken 7 years to research and write this book because I wanted to make things very easy for home gardeners, for city dwellers. So you see, you take any plant, Trichosperma macathuri, it gives everything. Category palm. It is indoors or semi shade. It is good for indoors or semi shade. Watering requirement is high. Flowering is periodical. It, it can be reproduced by seed. It can take swamp, means wet ground, and flowering is insignificant. It flowers only for seeds. And this is green throughout the year. It is not deciduous, means it will not become barren without leaves like some trees become during autumn and winter. Then this is good for balcony, garden, landscape. And there is a brief 4-line description about this plant. And for identification, this picture is there. So this book will tell you all about plant, what conditions they can take, whether they are full sun, partial shade. So in this you can get all the details. And last but not least, you see, we or our servants or children, they are in a habit of throwing anything to the pot. It could be leftover tea, coffee, or ashes, or sometimes we put the peels of vegetables. We think that they will they will turn into vermicompost. No, vermicompost is not made like that. In vermicompost, they compost the organic matter for 3 months. Only after that, it becomes vermicompost. So, this is one of the reasons that our plants die. We throw all unwanted things. We should only water and nutrient and fertilize. Don't do any experiment with any of those things. That is my advice.